pit crew is so important to the outcome of the race now because there's tenths and hundreds of seconds that separate being first and second.
5, 4, 3, 2.
There's just so much on the line when you jump over that wall.
The more pressure we have, I think the better we perform.
We thrive on pressure. We want the ball. Danger, you accept that when you put the fire suit on. Just part of the job.
Do it. This is NASCAR, the biggest motorsports racing series in North America, with average team operating budgets of $15 million per season, with over $4 million on the line at every race, with more viewers in North America than any other professional sport on television, and merchandising numbers to match. Everything about NASCAR is big, including the pressure. Each year, 43 teams will battle over 10 months and 36 races to win the prestigious Nextel Cup, the highest award in all of NASCAR. Nobody knows the pressure better than driver Kyle Busch. Today, at the Michigan 500, 21 races into the current season, he sits in 5th place. Now, every point, every pit stop, every checkered flag counts. This is big money, high stakes motorsports racing. And every member of this 22-man pit crew has been hired to do a job, to win races. Each one knows that the championship is now within reach, and the pressure is on.
We're supposed to have a 9 o'clock practice this morning here, Saturday morning, but we've got a little weather, a little rain that blew in last night, so we're waiting for that to blow out. We've got the jet drivers on the racetrack now trying to dry it out, so hopefully we'll get on there within an hour or so. Currently in the point standings right now, we're 5th in points. I think we're about 8 points out of 4. With 4 races to go after the chase, it's very tight. The competition's unbelievable.
After the first 26 races in a NASCAR season, only the top 10 teams are eligible to win the Nextel Cup. This competition, in the last 10 races, is known as the Chase. With 4 races left to the Chase, this is NASCAR racing at its most intense. A mistake now could ruin any hope of winning the championship cup for the number 5 team.
The points battle's tight right now with 4 to go, and this will be a real pivotal race.
Today, the number 5 team gets 2 on-track practice sessions before tomorrow's race final. 2 chances to get their cars as fast and safe as possible for Kyle. This pressure falls on the shoulders of only 6 men who will work directly on the car today. This is where they earn their money.
Did you finally do that deal in the window there? Oh, yeah. I work for the Kellogg's number 5 Chevrolet with Kyle Busch that drives it, and I am the car chief. I work underneath Alan Gustafson, crew chief, and he tells me what he wants to happen to the race car, and I make sure it happens with the other 5, 6 guys that work with me.
Okay, we go back up or down.
Rev it a couple more times, idiot.
Clean it out.
Come on, stupid.
Clean it out.
It's like the old... No wonder why you got fired. No wonder why you got fired from being our...
That's awesome.
No wonder why you got fired from being our...
Oh, back under the hood.
He's
Back under the
mad now. Speechless. Got him.
Basically, I'm just responsible for all the technical data, race day setups, fuel mileage, that sort of thing. The crew chief has the final call on all that sort of thing, but during the course of the weekend, like, I'll gather all information and sort of give him options. Basically, team nerd, you know? Alan, our crew chief, you know, he's great. He's really great to work with. He used to do my job, so it was great. I came with very little experience. He's been really helpful and sort of like bringing me up to speed and that sort of thing. He's a real laid-back guy. He's young, you know, he hangs out with us. it's a real sort of, you know, it's a good relationship. I wouldn't want to work for anybody else. Good crew chief.
Chris, yeah, I just actually met him last year. He come to work on this team about a year and a half ago, and I'd met him there. And I actually met him New Year's Eve for the first time, and he's a pretty fun kid to be around. Just good. We just get along. We're all like brothers on this team. We all take care of each other and, you know, have a good time and whatever. We do have a good time as a team. Real good time. Your girlfriend's doing good. That'd be my wife he's talking about.
Craig? Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, he's good. I really like working with him. He's totally cool. He's good. Been around a long time, you know, taught me a lot. Well, yeah, we're parked next to the AAA car, Ford Fusion and Mark Martin. You know, good competitors, good guys. Michigan's extra tight, so you bump jack handles and knock people over and stuff. It's pretty classic, so it brings out the camaraderie.
The 5 car is in 5th and we're in 6th place. And it's, as you can see behind me here, the garage area is very tight. The garage opening is not that big. So our cars are in there and we have to work with our team, the guys on our team versus the guys we're competing with on the racetrack for points. Being so close to your competitor may be a good thing because you can kind of look over at their car and maybe if there's a few things that you want to see that what they're trying or whatever, you can kind of watch them and hopefully you won't get caught too many times looking at some things that they don't want you to look at.
It's definitely a NASCAR-initiated situation. Like, they want it like that, and they want us to sort of self-police each other. So we're definitely looking under each other's hoods and watching people pull springs, and you do a certain extent to kind of cover some of that up, but sometimes you'll walk around with stuff that's not representative at all because of it. You know, you kind of lead somebody down the primrose path a little bit, but, you know, there's a whole another avenue, but yeah, it's definitely on purpose, and it definitely works, you know, like, it gives us ideas. Even if you're wrong, it'll get you thinking about something else and lead you in a new direction. So it's a pretty big contrast to other series that I've worked in where everything's secret and tents and covers and all that. NASCAR takes away all that.
We're there to do a job, and we're competitive as well as the 5 car is very competitive. And we just have to do what we can do to get our jobs done. And our number 1 priority is trying to get our car faster than the 5 car.
I think we got to swap rears, dude. Go back to race practice springs. I gave him the list, he okayed it, so.
Well, this is yeah, ask him about it.
So I wouldn't flip it around just yet.
Well, I'll just put him in on the ground anyway.
Oh, you will? All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's the...
During qualifying yesterday, the number 5 was consistently handling too tight, which makes it difficult to corner. A serious problem on a big oval track like Michigan. Priority number 1 today is to deal with the car's handling setup before moving through the team's regular performance checklist.
Yeah, he asked us to do a spring change, and you know, here we wait for practice to start. And the longer we sit here, the longer those crew chiefs sit in the trailer. They change their mind every minute, and it's like, put this in, take that out, put this in, take that out. So it's better we get going.
Paint pen marks on it, where it went before. Yeah, I'll get it. Yeah.
While the rain delay has given the mechanics more time to work on the car, they won't know if they've solved their suspension problem until they get their car onto the track. The longer the delay while the track dries out, the shorter their test sessions will be today. Tension builds in the number 5 garage as the hope for solving the car's handling problems fades.
Officials just walked up and said we're going to go on the racetrack in 15 minutes. So we're going to get ready here, get the driver all in the car, and go practice, see what happens. Kyle's a good kid. He's probably one of the best wheelmen in the garage area for his age, especially. He's going to have a long, long career ahead of him. The faster, the better. You know, he just wants to win races, and Kyle's real good. He complements our work very well. You know, he makes us look good when he's out there running up front. So we're friends away from the racetrack as much as we are at the racetrack. He has us over for pool parties and stuff like that, and so we're pretty tight.
When we practice yesterday, we got a read on our car. read on the balance, what we're going to struggle with. We were tight yesterday. The car didn't want to turn the corner. So yesterday afternoon and last night, we came up with, 5 or 6 configurations. And we're going to try these different suspension components, different aerodynamic components to try to make our car handle better, get a little more speed out of it.
In practice today, the goal will be for us to get the car comfortable as we can for Kyle. He's got to be comfortable to go 500 miles to keep that car up front.
In Michigan, it's kind of unique. It's hard to see the racetrack. It's a 2-mile racetrack. So what I'll do is I'll go on top of the suites on the infield side of the racetrack. And in that way you can see the majority of the racetrack from there and get a good perspective on how your car looks, how it looks like it's handling. Kyle will give us the feedback. I can compare what he's saying to what the other cars look like or the fast cars. So it's nice to go up there just kind of get a look and see visually where you're lacking for speed or where you're good for speed or how you stack up to your competition.
Typically, each NASCAR practice session is 1 hour long, separated by a couple of hours to allow for wrenching before the next practice session begins. With today's rain delay, the sessions have been reduced to only 35 minutes each, with only a 30-minute break in between. This gives the number 5 pit crew about half the time they had counted on to adjust and track test their new setup.
We'll go out, make the first run. If it feels good, he'll probably run like 10 laps. And then we'll come in, we'll just put something else on the car, run another 10 laps. We'll try to run 10 lap segments just to see where we're at. We'll just, like I say, we'll throw a bunch of stuff at it. Shocks and springs and sway bars. And just, like I say, go back and try to get it as comfortable as we can for him.
The environment, hot, sweaty, greasy, dusty, it's a little bit of everything. It's sort of nothing but distractions, so you do what you can to focus and just try to, get it done, but it's definitely a unique working environment. I mean, you definitely can get run over, that's for sure. Big cars coming down to the garage, you just gotta keep your head up, and so it's part of the fun, in my opinion.
Right here behind our garage, so about 10 feet away.
With the weather delay, there was very limited time between the 2 practices, probably 30 minutes. So usually we'll have 45 to an hour or a little more time till we can make the adjustments in time to make out in time to start the next practice. And we were a little bit late getting out there, about 5 minutes or so because of the short time period between the practices. And our practices were shortened a little bit there too. I don't know exactly how much time we lost, but due to weather.
Normally what will happen when I try to do that stuff is I'll be tight with the front, but then I'll unhook the back, so I'll be trying to turn it down.
Kyle reports back to the crew that the handling problem is still there and that he's having a lot of trouble maintaining the car's stability in the corners. The pit crew now has only one 35-minute practice session left to get the car handling properly.
We decide what we're going to do to the car by his feedback. And we just listen to him, and he talks to the race engineers, and he talks to Alan, and then we just cipher out what we got to do, what is our best change that we can do for that certain situation. All right, Josh, let's see what we got here, bud. $49.7. All right, Piz, do what you got to do.
The biggest thing is being able to trust your guys and, having that trust within them, because you want to make sure you're getting into a piece that's safe. You don't want to get into a race car where things are going to fall off it or something's going to break or things like that. I mean, you're going to have stuff that breaks just because it's a parts failure, but you don't want to have any mechanical problems due to, somebody not, tightening up a certain bolt or nut or something like that. So The biggest thing is to have that within your guys and to be able to, get in that race car with true belief that you're going to be able to go out there and perform.
The 6 car and the number 5 car are pretty competitive, but our driver is a veteran and very experienced, so hopefully our experience will prevail and we can outfinish the 5 car this weekend. And hopefully we're in the top 5, ahead of the 5 car. Kyle Busch is a very good background. He's run different types of races and different types of cars. Him being young and Mark being experienced, Mark has been around this style of car for a long period of time. The older guys kind of look to the younger guys maybe for that maybe competitiveness, because they've been around so long, and the young guys come in and they want to beat the old guys and they feel good about it. But I think the older guys that's been around for a long time also feel good that they can beat up on the young guys every now and then too.
As the next session begins, all the members of the crew feel the pressure. If the suspension problem is not solved now, it could spell disaster for the number 5 during the race tomorrow.
Practice is interesting because, practice can be an incredible amount of fun. You work as hard as you can, as fast as you can, as accurately as you can, and it's the team, it definitely comes into effect. Everybody from myself to Craig to the truck driver to mechanics to everybody, is flat out, and that's when it really gets fun. Second time we came in, we did we went back on some rear spring stuff, went back on part of the shock, and did another step on bite, and it worked again, so not too bad. That was probably our least representative of what we felt it was going to be like. The track was still drying, and that kind of thing, so. Practice stinks when you're not doing so well, We're trying to maintain a good attitude and not get too down about the whole thing, but it's definitely got its ups and downs. So we feel if the weather holds like this, kind of cloudy, gray, we'll be able to count more of that practice. But right now we're just trying to get the balance of what we were like at the beginning of the second practice. It was a little closer to where we think we're going to be.
Tension begins to mount in the garage when the team runs out of precious practice time. They all hope they've got the perfect setup for Sunday.
This afternoon practice was a little inconsistent for us, fighting tight, a little bit of loose stuff, and we tried a bunch of stuff. We had like 8 different things to do. We probably did 15. All in all, we had a list that we kind of went down, and we got most of it done, and it went pretty well. Started the second practice. Made some adjustments to kind of help the same thing. We worked a lot more on the suspension geometry of the front end. We worked a little bit on the rear end suspension geometry, and we were pretty decent there for that run. And we made a few small fine-tuning adjustments and went and tried that. And at the end, we tried to make a couple big adjustments and didn't get back out in time to practice. So the 18 spun out all 4, I believe, and shortened the practice a little bit.
Each of the 43 teams in the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series can go through some 60 tires in the course of a race weekend. For one man on the Hendrick's number 5 team, tires are a full-time job.
My name's Whit Satterwhite, the tire specialist for Kyle Busch. I've been at Hendrick for a little over a year now, but I've been involved in racing pretty much my whole life, and I've worked for another NASCAR team and learned a lot there, and just carried all my information over here, and one of the best Nextel Cup teams here. There's probably 10 sets of these depth holes around the tire, and all of them are kind of different depths the way they size the tires. So we pick one, and what I'll do is before the race, you know, or right now, is I'll mark the set of holes that we're going to measure from. And then that's kind of our pre-wear. And then we put it on a graph kind of. It just shows the wear of the tire and how the car's performing. You can tell a lot just by that, you know. Whether he's loose, tight, too much camber, not enough. And, you know, relay that information to Alan. And he can actually, you know, make race calls to what's going on, you know, with air pressure and everything else, because the way the tire's wearing, a little bit of air pressure adjustment can help, you know. If it's wearing too much over here, you take a little air out, fix the solution, you know. I kind of like doing tires. I like reading the information, you know. It's kind of a challenge to me to take a tire and, you know, all the data you record off of it, then you make a run, you come back in, you try to figure out what the car is doing just by looking at numbers and graphs and everything else. And I say that's the most challenging part, you know. And if you can actually find something that'll help, you know, find that extra thousandths of a second, it's worth it. And that's pretty much what I do. Yeah, actually, I just do Kyle's windshield during the race, you know. We got a pole with a sponge on the end, and you just stand behind the wall and just, you know, clean the windshield and get it all clean for him. We can actually go over. And then, you know, we can give them stuff like a bottle of water, but that's about all we can do, you know, just get the bottle of water and get back over the wall pretty much. I'm only 21, so go ahead and do the traveling and everything while I'm young, and then eventually settle down, maybe just work in the shop, so that's pretty much it. Yeah, you look around, they're everywhere, man. It's kind of hard to work, you know. But you know, you get a tolerance for it, and you just got to focus and get your work done. But yeah, it's tempting to just, you know, sit here and look around. I could do it all day, you know. But you know, we got to get the job done too. So got to separate the two sometime.
We've got a few little things to do with, you know, just race stuff, making tear-offs for the front grille and getting the tear-offs for the windshield ready, everything greased and the wheels right, you know, for the pit stops and stuff. So we'll get it kind of configured. You know, just little things for the racetrack. The guys will probably be doing it for another, they'll work pretty much straight to the end of the garage closing, and we'll try to set up first thing in the morning, you know.
Welcome to Jiffy Lube. NASCAR style.
Right now they're basically just going over a pre-race checklist. They're going to check all the components. They'll check out all the suspension components. They'll make sure all the nuts and bolts are tight. So they'll torque everything. They'll go through the engine. They'll do some routine maintenance. We're fixing a few little things on the body where we had to fender rubs, tire rubs that we had to beat up and massage on. So that's just a pre-race right now. We're making a few race adjustments, and the mechanics are just getting the thing ready to go. I feel like 70% of our problems, we've accomplished 70% of what we need to do. So between now and the end of the race, we got to get that other 30. So that's not too bad.
Well, it was a tough day here at MIS for us today. We struggled a little bit, but I think we found what we need here to go in for tomorrow's race. So off to the hotel and be here bright and early tomorrow morning and see what happens tomorrow afternoon.
On this weekend in Michigan, more than 100,000 loyal fans will attend the race. Over 6,000 gallons of fuel will be burned, more than 2,000 tires will be turned, and millions of dollars will be spent. The pressure of NASCAR is intense, and today that pressure moves from the garage to the pits, where 8 select members of the 22-man pit crew will go over the wall. These men need to be every bit as skilled as the driver. If they make one mistake, lose half a second during a pit stop, it could cost the entire race. For these men, pressure and danger are the fuel that makes them run.
Like, when we come on Sunday, our primary job is just set up pits and make sure everything's in working order out here for when the race starts. It takes us about 45 minutes to an hour to set everything up. Yeah, this is actually a pretty good pit stall, only because, say we're running 8th and we come into our pits, well, there could be 4th, 5th, 6th place cars pitted behind us. Well, if we knock out a good pit stop here, we have a better chance of just jumping out in front of them, because they're not going to run him over. They're actually going to have to hit their brakes, and that's just more spots that we can gain. This gentleman down here below us, his name's Mark Maulding. Coach, say hey. We like to say if something goes wrong, it's his fault, not ours.
Thanks, man.
Oh,
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
See you, buddy. Thank you.
My name's Mark Maulding. I'm the pit crew coach for Hendrick Motorsports, Kellogg's 5, and the GMAC 25.
He really emphasizes working out for pit stops. We'll work out 4 times a week. We'll practice pit stops 2 or 3 times a week. And really at this level, you have the ability to do what you need to do over the wall.
I would say that you don't really need to be an athlete to do this job that we do, but you definitely have to have your hand-eye coordination, you have to handle a lot of pressure, and you have to be able to do your particular job. You need to train for it. You can't just, not anybody can do it.
I feel that the pit crew is so important to the outcome of the race now because the cars are so close. There's tenths and hundreds of seconds that separate being first and second. If we can gain some spots on pit road with good pit stops, get the car in and gain a position or 2, and the car can hold it, then we've done our job.
5, 4, 3, 2.
There's different techniques. We take our right rear tire to the front. We feel it saves us time when we come in and our jack man raises the car, pulls the right rear off and sends it to the front. Our front tire changer rolls the right front to the wall. In a 2-tire stop, we'll send that tire to the back because as soon as we get the tires on the car on the right side, we're going to drop it. We don't want anything in front of him so he can clear the box and get out. So we're going to cut any unnecessary hazard out of the way. So as soon as we drop the jack, he's on the hammer getting that car back out on the racetrack.
The thing that separates the guys who can do it 13 seconds from the guys who can do it in 14 seconds are their attention to detail and just they minimize their mistakes. In other words, if there's 5 lug nuts on the wheel, if you're hitting all 5 lug nuts, you only want to hit those 5. You don't want to have to go back and hit another one.
4-tire stops, we like to have things done in 12 and a half, 13 seconds, and I choreograph all of our moves, give parameters of times that they should be doing this in.
Some of us at this level break down everything, even the amount of steps we take, exactly how we hold the gun at a certain point. You know, like when I hit my 5 lug nuts, I'm hitting the same one the first time every time because I know it's the shortest distance. By the time I get to the 5th one, I put my gun in my hand, so I want it to be the shortest distance from exchanging it to the hand to pulling the tire and rolling. I know exactly how many steps I got to take around the car and exactly where I'm going to land. I mean, it breaks down into a science.
You know, I got experience over the wall that I can lend to the guys that I work with now, but it's gotten so important, again, and I think it's money driven. I think the sponsors expect so much from us as a race team that any part of what we do is under the microscope all the time. And if the pit crew hurts a car, then we're going to have different pit crew people. If the shocks are not performing the way they should be on the car, then there's going to be a different shock man. If the driver can't get it done with all the stuff, then there's going to be a different driver. A crew chief, same way. But I do think it's money driven. You know, they're paying so much money that they expect us to perform so well. Everything's under so much scrutiny. That's the pressure we feel.
You definitely got to learn how to handle pressure because there's so much on the line when you jump over that wall between letting your teammates down, letting the driver down, the sponsors. If you come in first with 20 laps to go, anything other than going out first, you're letting the team down if you make a mistake.
5, 4, 3, 2.
15-second pit stop 6 years ago was a great pit stop. You do a 15-second pit stop now, you probably lost 7, 8 spots. Guys don't pay $15 million to see their car run in the back. They want it fast and they want it done now. So the whole intensity of the thing's gone up, but danger, you accept that when you put the fire suit on. Just part of the job.
For a pit crew member to make it to this level of racing, it takes more than just being fast during a pit stop. They also need to be mentally prepared for any and every situation that might arise during a race.
Yeah, but in a crash situation, we would have so much trouble getting that whole nose back to the garage. Like say if we wrecked here, we had the nose out here. You think we can get it back there in time?
Yeah.
I don't. Because the car's gonna come in on the row back, and while they're towing it in, we could already be down there getting it off of the jig, ready to bolt on, instead of running with it and then getting it ready. It's already there.
No matter that.
Yeah.
Everybody else agrees with me, so you're in the minority.
I think I'm right.
After all of the work the number 5 pit crew have been through this weekend, they have one last test before the race. A grueling tech inspection must be passed by every team before their cars are allowed on the track. NASCAR has some strict regulations for the cars in their series. There are 2 inspection areas that everyone must go through. In the first garage, officials examine every detail of the car, from its engine to its weight. The goal here is to keep all the cars equal. No one gets an advantage.
10:45 Sunday morning here at MIS. We got Delphi Chevrolet here in tech line here to go through for final inspection before the start of the race here this afternoon. So we will see what happens here in tech line. Hopefully everything goes good and line them up out there on the racetrack and get ready for the race. Oh, they check our weights, check the heights, check templates, stuff like that. So just make sure everybody's on an even same page so there's no advantages anywhere. Best case scenario is you make it through for one time. Worst case is you got to go around, do it again, get at the end of the line. Feeling real good about today. I think we'll be fine today. We had ended up pretty good yesterday, so we'll see what happens.
The final stage of the tech inspection takes place at the entrance to the racetrack. Here, officials make sure that the car's chassis meets the rulebook standards.
they line the cars up here the way they qualify. That's what they do every week. So they line up here, and then about an hour before the race, everybody comes out here for driver introductions, and we go from here. Yeah, this is the starting position here, and then they'll file off here as the race starts. When they take them off with the pace car, they'll all just follow each other out there and get lined up out on the racetrack. Made it through tech first time by, which is always good. So we're here we are here, put it on the line here, get ready for the race to start, and time to go get something to eat and all that good stuff like that, and rest a little bit and get ready.
We got we have some chicken quesadillas, beef tacos, and some do a Mexican style this afternoon, you know, for these guys. Not too spicy, you know. Don't want to rile them up on pit road, you know. Just enough to where they get the full flavor, full effect, you know. I gotta eat it too, so I gotta be a little careful. I think we had like 9 pounds of chicken. Diced it up, it works out pretty good, you know.
We eat better on the road than we do at home.
That's true.
It's very true.
That's true. I think I eat more takeout when I'm at home.
Oh yeah, gotta do something to kill time here. Getting ready, waiting for the race. Little guacamole, huh?
Smoke stand, chef extraordinaire, car chief.
Tom Stewart is the greatest engineer of all time. You know hard to hear?
Good luck. This is for somebody who has you as #1.
Our driver, Mark Martin, which is driving for Roush Racing in a Ford Fusion, has a lot of good experience at this racetrack. He's run well, and usually we run right on the bottom on the white line. So hopefully our experience, we can outrun the 5 car, and Kyle Busch, maybe we can count on not so bad luck, but maybe good luck for us and not so good luck for them, and we'll finish ahead of them. This stage right now is in between relaxing and putting your game face on and trying to get serious about the race and focusing on, for me, it's pit stops and what kind of adjustments we're going to make on the race car during the race, and hopefully everything will go well for us.
With only a short time left to the race, drivers and their pit crews move towards the starting grid. For the number 5 team, who are having their best season ever, this round is crucial because only the top 10 drivers make it to the championship. It's called the chase, but with competitors hot on their heels and only 4 races left to the chase, they can't afford to make any mistakes.
I think this race is real important for us because it's a new territory for us. We haven't been 5th in the points this close to the end of the season ever. In fact, we haven't been in the top 10 until this year, and I think it's due to the pit crew. I think it's due to the team. I think it's due to the driver.
Frosted Flakes.
Wait, I don't like them. I like Frosted Flakes.
Ken? I like them all.
I'm more of a Cocoa Puff.
Ken?
Well, now you hurt his feelings, Sheldon. Now he's going to be real mad.
I'm just going to have to win the race for myself.
Kyle's got a phenomenal amount of talent. He's maturing so much as a driver. It's unbelievable from last year to this year how much he has matured and what he's doing. I think if we keep our head in the game and he keeps his head in the game, he'll be a Nextel Cup champion real soon, and probably will be for a long time.
You know, this is Kyle's type of racetrack right here. He's just almost flat-footed around this place. You know, these last 4 races, it's pretty tense. You know, it's special to be a part of because that's what I like about our team. I think our team, you know, the more pressure we have, I think the better we perform. And, you know, with 4 races left to go, I think we're in a really good position. We're sitting 5th in points.
Mark Martin is a very competitive driver. I've worked with him for 7 years at Roush Racing, 5 in the Nextel Cup Series, and he's probably one of the guys that's been around the longest, so hopefully our experience will prevail and we can out-finish the 5 car this weekend.
You know, if we come out of here today with a solid top 5, top 10 finish, you know, we'll feel a lot better going into Bristol next weekend.
Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome to Michigan International Speedway, running the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series.
We've got a really good car and race trim. Yesterday in practice, we were phenomenal. We were one of the fastest cars, so I'm feeling pretty good. We've run here really well in the past, so I think if everything plays right and we stay out of trouble and don't make any pit road mistakes, we'll be okay.
I feel pretty good about this weekend. We've put a lot of work into it. We ran well here last year. This is a track that's suited well for Kyle. The car's been good. This is one of our better sort of fast high bank cars, so we should be pretty good, you know.
Just here on Sunday, ready to go. All the work's out of the way. All the preparation's done, so time to race, time to get after it.
You guys have been awesome. Appreciate it all the hard work and everything you guys do. Last week was that was some proof of that. You know, we're not here to go down easy. We're gonna fight. Let's have some fun today. Let's go get the charm. That's what I'm talking about. Just kind of let it come to you a little bit. In front of you. Go high. Go. Hurry, 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 hurry. All right, good. Caution's out. Fixed up in here. 4 tires of gas. 4 fuel. Getting into 1. Pretty good down on the bottom. Cuts good through the center. Pretty good up off. 1 and 2 happy with. 3 and 4 not.
A caution flag is out on the racetrack, and the cars head in for the pits. No passing is allowed during a caution, so a fast pit stop is the only way to get ahead of the competition. This is the moment the pit crew have been waiting for. Kyle is currently in 5th place, If he can pit faster and get out faster than any of the 4 cars ahead of him, it could give him the advantage he needs to win.
5, 4, 3, 2.
That's ready to get started.
With an incredibly fast pit stop, Kyle has gained 4 spots and exits the pits in first place. The number 5 pit crew has done their job to perfection, and this is what it's all about for this pit crew.
Best case scenario, we could go out and win this race and move up a spot or 2 in the points. Go, a 3rd or 4th or 2nd maybe. Worst case, we'd probably fall back to 10th or something like that if we fell out real early in the race.
32 laps into this 200-lap race, the entire Hendricks team is running like a well-oiled machine as Kyle Busch moves the number 5 into first place. However, in just 7 short laps, this team will be put to the ultimate test.
Oh boy, how bad you get it? Straight to the end of the garage. Come here, how bad did you get it? You hear it? The right front went down and it smacked the fence. That's not the point. You have to tell me how bad you got it. You got to come here. We got to look at it. That tire off. Look at the brake line. Look at all the suspension. Upper control arm. Lower control arm where the spring is. If that lower control arm is bent at all. Do we have a camera gauge out here? Take a rise, Alan.
During the race, the garage is empty. It's pretty amazing, if something bad happens, watching the crews just run back to the garage.
9 minus 516. Rough lower, standard lower.
It's pretty amazing watching the work that goes on in the garage. Everybody knows what their job is. There's some teams out here, if they hit the wall, they're done, they're going home.
Need that welder, get that welder out here, crash pad, all that running. Somebody's on pit road in that right front fender piece cap. I got it.
The car's right front tire blew on lap 39. Kyle hit the wall hard. The right front suspension was torn away. Lower and upper control arms, spindle, brake lines, the works, all of it has to be replaced. It is vital that the number 5 pit crew get the car up and running. To finish the race is critical since points are given just for crossing the finish line. If they don't get the car back on track, all hope for making the top 10 for the chase could be lost.
You want to top this thing off quick? No, we're going to run here and stop slam, and then we'll top it off. We're going to just check for rubs. Get a screw in this hood.
The people we hire are veterans. they've been around, they've seen just about the entire spectrum. Pressure's not pressure. We thrive on pressure. We want the ball, you know, when it comes our time, because that's all the recognition and the contribution that we make to the race car. We want it, you know, bring it. The more the better for us.
After the good day we had at Michigan, we climbed up to 4th in the points, and that's great for us. It's awesome. The situation with the 5, I'm not sure what happened or what caused it. I know they got in a wreck and hit the wall, I believe down in turn 1 and 2, which was unfortunate for them because they were, I think they were 5th in the points, and it was a big hit for them. But somebody else's loss is somebody else's gain, so we'll take it however we can get it, and we'll go on and move to the next race, and it'll be a victory for us, hopefully, in the end.
Although the number 5 team dropped from 5th to 7th in the points after the Michigan 500, the pit crew's incredible feat, enabling the car to finish the race, has kept them in the running for the Cup. This is not a day for celebration, but all hope is not lost either. There are still 3 races left to the chase.
Terrible. Everybody is madder than heck, but you know, that's sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and it's the way it is in this sport. As you guys can see, today didn't end up the way we wanted to end up. We had a good start of the day this morning. Hit the wall about 40 laps into the race, tore the right front suspension off it, lower control arm, upper control arm, spindle, brakes, brake lines, bent the rear end housing. Had to replace all that stuff, lost a whole bunch of laps doing it. So obviously this is your worst case scenario at the end of the day right here. So we'll go to Bristol next weekend and see if we can get it back.